digital implanted device in order to engage in society. I forgot the movie. If you brothers can share that movie, it was a movie made in '81 that was describing the elites, how they was having. I remember the scene where they was having this meeting, and and the man was standing at the podium, and you had the guy with the that was in the ventilator shaft, and he was looking down, and he had his camera. He had his recorder, and he was recording what they were saying in this secret meeting. But it was like a secret meeting of the world leaders, and what he introduced at that meeting, right? The Edomite, he introduced the NWO, the New World Order. See, in that meeting, he talked about the New World Order. A part of it will be that people will be required to have that implantable device inside of him, to have the MARK, the M to the A to the R to the K. To live, okay? Because in the future, you're not going to be able to live without having that M to the A to the R to the K. You won't be able to go to the grocery store without having that implantable device. You won't be able to go to the doctor without having that implantable device. You won't be able to even be admitted to the hospital without having that implantable device. You won't be able to go to school without having that implantable device. You won't be able to go to the gym, the mall, nothing without that implantable device. You won't be able to pay your bills, right? You won't be able to pay your mortgage. You won't be able to pay off your car notes. Nothing without that implantable device. So because all payment is going to be through the implantable device, the M to the A to the R to the K, the C hip. I'm using code words so they don't take the video down. But for those that have an ear, let them hear, right? This implantable device, you see it, right? I'm gonna make it clearer. Yeah, the M to the A to the R to the K, Salakia. It says, they're gonna pressure everybody by payments made through that implantable device that's gonna go in the right hand on the forehead. They're gonna pressure people to take it. So initially, it's gonna be people that's not gonna take it, but guess what? They're gonna crack under the pressure. That's why I say he cause of all, because Esau, the so-called YT man, right? Which he really read, but the so-called YT man, as he calls himself, he's going to pressure everybody to get it, because you're not going to be able to live in society as you do now without it. See? Look at the pressures that we have now without having income, right? Imagine your household with no income. See? And then multiply that by 10. Because nobody ain't gonna be able to give you any money in that day without having that without having that implantable device. Like everything is gonna be controlled. Everything is the powers that be is gonna control all, as they already do, but they're gonna control all payments. They're gonna be able to track and control all your payments. They're gonna be able to track and control all your payments. So who knows in the future? I speak as a man when I said that, where you could share credits, but who knows in the future if you can even do that? Because, like I said, the powers that be gonna control all payments, right? All of your income. So whatever you get, they're gonna be able to dictate what you get, how much you get, and immediately they'll be able to take away anything that you they immediately be able to take away taxes and fees and all of that. But it's not how it is now. It's not going to be where they take it out your check. They're going to be able to take it out your implantable device, because all your banking information going to be in your implantable device. So ain't going to be no people, bill collectors calling you about missed payments. Ain't going to be no more the repo man, asking for his the car company asking for their car back, payments for their car, or the student loans asking you to pay back your student loans. Ain't gonna be none of that, because all the debt collectors simply gonna tap into your C hip, your implantable device, and take the money take those digits, right, that digital currency out from your C hip, and put it into their own accounts as payments. You see, all payments is going to be made by the way of the CHIP. So if you owe any money to anybody, they're going to be to any institution, I should say, they're going to take it by the way of the CHIP of the implantable device by the size of a grain of rice. See, going to the implantable. Look, see, it's gonna be in the right hand. You see how it's in this man's right hand? See, it's gonna be in that right hand. Look, the right hand. You see how it says 144? Call him like how about Shah? That's a spiritual number. But look, see, it's in the right hand, size of a grain of rice, and this is what's gonna be acquired of the people in the future. Everybody's gonna be digitally tagged. See what I'm saying? Everybody, or else is gonna be the penalty of concentration camp and ultimately death. Right? If you don't take it, you're gonna be sent to a concentration camp and eventually put to death, because that's it. It's gonna be draconian laws at that time. Ain't gonna be no religious exemptions, right? How you had with the snake venom. You know, if you was working and you didn't want to take the snake venom, you could say you had a religious exemption. They're not gonna accept that. Not in the Esau world, he's not gonna accept that. No business institution or any recognized institution in this world is gonna accept a religious exemption. You're gonna be required, if you want to work, if you want to make payments, if you want to do business with anybody in this world in the future, you're gonna be required to take this. And if you don't, the penalty is what? Concentration camp and eventually death. Death or take it. Death or the implantable device. Death or the size of a grain of rice. And for many people that are weak and spiritually blind and are not built and that don't have faith, they're going to take that. You see? Yeah. Blind and don't have faith, they're going to take that. And Captain Tazaryach is going to lead many people to take that, because they're going to listen to Captain Tazaryach's silly ass and they're going to believe what he's saying, and they're going to think, oh, this is the right thing to do. But guess what? They just be the blind that fall into the ditch, as the Lord said in Matthew 15 and 14. See? And also what's going to happen, they're going to get hit with a thermonuclear missile. They're going to get that grievous sore and get hit with a thermonuclear missile, man. It's nothing good that come with taking this CHIP. But see, I don't believe he even aware of that. The consequences of taking it. He just like, oh, take it. Either he's blind or he took the bag, you know? He's blind or he sold out. Because ain't no way you're going to sit here and when it comes to the topic of, that's a major prophecy, by the way, and it's coming up. Because everything is becoming more digital. So this prophecy is soon to come to pass. And this is a major prophecy, by the way, Revelation 13, 16 through 18. And you're teaching on it and you're telling people to take it. When the scripture clearly warns clearly warns you, right, about not taking it. It clearly tells you not to take it. It clearly tells you. It's clearly warning you. I'll put it that way. Because I know you're going to have some simple jakes be like, see, it didn't say the words, do not take it. But the scriptures is warning you, right? So a warning is what? Is sharing information about imminent danger so that you don't fall into that danger. You see what I'm saying? So by the warning itself, it's telling you not to take it. By the way of the warning. It doesn't have the little words, don't take it, but it's telling you through the warning. This is a warning. Right? And he's just telling you to take it and not understanding that it's actual warning. But again, it's either, I don't know. I'm kind of divided on that. If Captain Tazaryach sold out or if he just blinded. You know what I'm saying? But in any case, he's going off. It says, Revelation 13 and 16. And he could be, he could be sold out. I believe, not to go off topic, but he could have took the bag, He could have sold out. Because that don't make any sense. But in any case, let's get on with the scriptures. It says, and he calls of all right? So we understand that he is Esau, the so-called YT man, and the causative is by way of pressure, right? How's he gonna pressure you? Because he's gonna require all payments to be made through through the implantable device, through this. Okay. So without this, you won't be able to make payments or make profit in society. So you're basically cut off from society. And people not gonna be able to take it. I don't think people can go a week without using their phone, bro. We're talking about going days without using a week. People lose their mind if they don't have their phone for a week. If they don't have their tablet for a week. They so attached to the technology and the things of this world to the point where they can't go without it. So it's the pressure, right? It's the attachment to these things. It's the pressure of not being able to do the things that we normally do, going to the coffee shop, going to the gym, going to school, going to work, right? Traveling. It's these things that we enjoy, and it's going to be these things that's going to pressure people, not us, because Lord willing, we of the hopeful elect don't take it. Lord willing, that we don't take it, right? Those that believe on Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, right? That they don't take it, and they won't, because they'll be of the elect, Lord willing. You know what I'm saying? That they don't take it, but ultimately, those that do take it, it all boils down to, one, they not of the elect, and then two, they let the pressures of not having access to this world break them, because you won't be able to go to the supermarket, you won't be able to go to the doctor, you won't be able to go to the clinic, you won't be able to even interact with people, because you won't be able to interact with these people that got the C hip, and society is going to be set up in a way in the future where they're going to know if you don't have it. They're going to know. So you're going to be isolated, for the most part, from people. You know what I'm saying? And not being able to engage in society and engage with people is gonna pressure a lot of people, force a lot of people to go take that C hip, to go get that mark. See? But for the elect, they're not going to take it. Why? Because the Lord's going to preserve them. The Lord going to put the Spirit on them He's going to strengthen them. See, He's going to strengthen them and put the Spirit on them not to take the grain of rice, not to take it. He's going to strengthen them to be able to go without these things, and Lord is going to provide for His elect. Okay, it says He called of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So that's everybody. Whether you a celebrity, whether you a billionaire, trillionaire, everybody in society is going to be required to take this. Or in all aspects, the poor and the rich. Poor and rich. Everybody's going to be required to take it. Everybody. Okay? Powerful or just common citizen. Everybody. Even people in jail. They're not exempt. Nobody's going to be exempt. Everybody's going to be mandatory for everybody to get this inside of them, and either in their right hand or in their forehead by way of the Neuralink. See what I'm saying? Because through that Neuralink, they already putting this in their forehead by way of Elon Musk Neuralink. They're already running trials to put this inside somebody's forehead. That C-hip in somebody's forehead. You see? So Revelation 13 in 16 through 18 will soon come to pass. All right. And the elder apostles and the elder bishops and the affiliates of Great Millstone, right? And those that subscribe to the 100% truth is telling you not to get it, right? I'm telling you not to get it. Do not take this mark. Don't take it. Don't. Because if you take it, you're going to lose your soul. In the end, you're going to be destroyed. You will be hit with a thermonuclear missile. You will bring damnation upon yourself. Don't take it. Okay? So it says, continue on, it says, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. Right? That right hand, we shared it right here, right? That's the right hand. See, and also when you go into the word mark, is in the Greek charagma, When you go back into the Greek, it's charagma. Remember, the New Testament was written in Greek. Okay? So when you go back into the Greek for mark, it's charagma, which means what? A stamp, an imprinted mark, right? It means a mark, the mark branded upon harvest. So that means it's gonna, the same way how a mark, when you brand horses, it's a branding that sticks to the surface of the skin. But in this case, this stamp, this imprinted mark is gonna be under the skin. It says a thing carved, sculptured, given work, right? Carved, meaning they're gonna cut into your flesh. Look, when you go into the strong definition, right? It says charagma from the same as G5482, a scratch or etching, i.e., stamp as a badge of servitude. So you're gonna be a slave, okay? You're not gonna be free, and they're gonna, because Esau is going to promote it, because Esau's a liar. The YT man is a liar. These elites are liars. So they're going to promote it as it is written, Psalms 55 and 21. He had his words were as smooth as oil, but war was in his heart. So he's going to promote, these elites are going to promote the sea hip. They're going to promote this this imprinted mark as a what? As a badge of freedom, as a way of truly being free, as advanced technology, as a new big trend, as a new best thing. And they're going to show you all the benefits you get out of it, right? But they're not going to show you the consequences. They're not going to tell you that you're going to lose your soul in the end, that you're going to be a total slave, that they're going to, you know what I'm saying? They're going to literally be able to biohack you. You see what I'm saying? They're not going to tell you that, though. Because those, I speak in the spirit, but those C hip, those C hips, right? This imprinted mark is a radio frequency device. So they're gonna be able to biohack you. You see? And they're gonna etch this in by way of what? They're gonna cut through the skin. They're gonna cut through the skin, man. See? You see this right here? They cut through that man's hand by way of what? Syringe. But the syringe has a needle and it's sharp. So they etched into his flesh. They cut through it in order to put that grain of rice underneath his skin. See? Into his hand. Believe it, yeah, that's the right hand. Yep. Into his right hand. See? Look, they planted that right in his right hand, or whoever right hand this is. See? And look, the right hand, and this is how they're gonna do it, by the way of syringe. They're gonna literally put a syringe that put that grain of rice underneath the skin, right into your right hand. All right, this is how they're gonna do it. It's like, yeah, this is how they're gonna do it, right here. See? Also, we got the Neuralink. Just to show you when it's in the forehead. And also they choose the forehead because they have better control of the brain that way, right? It's studies show that area, the forehead, that area, the brain right here, they have better control of the brain, right? By putting it in here, because a lot of functions run through this part right here, the forehead. So they have better control of the brain by putting that this C hip inside in the forehead of an individual. All right.